Hey, welcome back to Real Talk with me, Nick, keeping you guys company and entertained all the way until 4 p.m. That's right. We're trying to have a good time right now, and it is amazing day so far, amazing afternoon rather, because yeah, it is the 30th of March, and yeah, we were talking about some great news about how a lot of these people, 30 million people in the UK, have been vaccinated. Well, the other news though is another good news is a group of charities. They've been urging Boris Johnson to swiftly clarify how many vaccine doses the UK is prepared to donate to poorer countries, because Boris Johnson is planning to give out those vaccines, to the less fortunate countries. So yeah, Save the Children and the Wellcome Trust are among those calling on the PM to start donating jabs through COVAX. So yeah, this scheme aims to provide jabs for low and middle income countries. So yeah, the Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden said that the UK does not currently have a surplus of vaccines. But when it does, though, when it does, the surplus will be shared to these poor countries. So yeah, the UK has ordered around 400 million vaccine doses and will have many left over. And he also said, they will donate most of these surplus vaccines to poorer countries. So yeah, the lower income countries, like most likely to receive the first vaccine through COVAX, include and are not limited to Afghanistan, Haiti, Congo, Ethiopia, and Somalia. So, yeah, those are just the countries that will be receiving the COVID-19 vaccine from the UK if we do have surpluses along the way. So, yeah, the Northern Ireland's First Minister Arlene Foster also said, she hopes the UK will give vaccine doses to the Republic of Ireland, because we still have to give those doses to them in a bid to stop the spread of the vaccine in Northern Ireland. So yeah, Miss Foster said sharing excess supplies with Ireland was a runner, and she will be making that point again when she speaks to Mr. Johnson. So yeah, that's just that is what's happening right now. And yeah, it's great news though. The UK is planning though. We are altruistic people. We're the plan is to get everyone vaccinated in the UK. We're making it a priority to get everyone here vaccinated first before we give our surpluses abroad to the less fortunate countries, to the poor and middle class income countries. So yeah, so far more than 29 million UK adults have received their first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. And in a letter, the charity said, that the risk that the UK will be hoarding limited supply, whilst health workers and the most vulnerable in low and middle income countries do not have access. This is what the letter is saying. And they say the charities that the UK is one of the world's highest per capita buyers of vaccine and is on track to have more than 100 million surplus doses. So the UK will be sitting on enough of these surplus vaccines to vaccinate the world's frontline health workers twice over. So they're urging, basically what they're doing is they're urging the UK, especially the government, to give out the surplus vaccines. If we have a lot more than we need, give it to the less fortunate, to the people of Afghanistan, Somalia, Ethiopia, just to name a few, Haiti, and all of these countries. So yeah, these group urge the UK to immediately begin donating the doses through the COVAX initiative. So yeah, scientist Sir Jeremy Ferrara, director of the Wellcome Trust and a member of the government's scientific advisory group for emergencies, said the UK will have contractual access to at least 100 million surplus doses once the entire population is vaccinated. And he also said, it won't be of use in the UK. So now is the time to think beyond our borders. The world won't be safe while any single country is still fighting the vaccine. I mean, I agree with the sentiment, because it is the truth. The world will not be safe until we get the countries that are struggling with the vaccine and we make sure that they're vaccinated. But at the same time, though, before we look out of our borders, we have to make sure the people in the country get these vaccines and get vaccinated, to prevent the spread within the country. That is one of the first and foremost priorities that we should be aiming to look for. So, yeah. Sir Jeremy also, continues that now is the time, that we have to look beyond our borders. And if left to spread, it risks mutating to an extent where our vaccines and treatments no longer work. So yeah, this goes beyond ethics. It's a scientific an economic imperative. This is very important. That's what essentially he's saying, and we have to do this. He's urging everyone to get, he's urging the government, especially, I mean, Mr. Boris Johnson as well, the prime minister, to get the action going. So let's see how it goes as, as things go by, and make sure as long as everyone in the UK gets their vaccinated by the end of June, hopefully we will roll out the surpluses of the vaccine. So yeah, a lot of these charities that sign the letters include, anti-poverty campaigns and all of these, that is working. So yeah, Mr. Dowden also said that, clearly our first priority is ensuring we deliver vaccines in the United Kingdom. So we clearly don't currently have the surplus of vaccine. Should we get to the point where we have a surplus of these vaccines, we'd make a decision on the allocation of that surplus. I mean, that is the fact. That is what is happening. That is what's the plan. Make sure everyone in the country is vaccinated until that time. And there's been a lot of this. I'm glad that they're doing all of this, especially with what is going around around UK, the UK and its countries, the neighboring countries that's going on. So Prime Minister Boris Johnson, has joined more than 20 world leaders in calling for a new global settlement to help the world prepare for future pandemics. I mean, this is just another fight for the future. This is another step that they're doing to make sure, we never come across something like this again. So they've been talking about, there's been a lot of these sources that say the German chancellor and French president said COVID posed the biggest challenge since World War II. Yeah, that's right. That's what they're saying. And, they said that the pandemic has shown nobody's safe until everyone is safe. So yeah, Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng said the UK would need a surplus of vaccines before it could export supplies. So yeah, this is just something that they're talking about. And, there's a lot of these countries that they're coming together and joining hands, making sure that their plan is to get a treaty going. So yeah, the new treaty, they say, would help to establish better systems for alerting people about potential pandemics, they said, while also improving the sharing of data and distribution of vaccines and personal protective equipment. So yeah, they're saying a lot of these things that there'll be another pandemic. That's what they're saying, and other major health emergencies. This is what they're saying. And they're saying that, no single government or multilateral agency can address this threat alone. And the question is not if, but when. Yeah, that's right. They're saying it's not if it's going to happen, but when it happens, are we going to be ready? That is the question, the kind of questions that they are asking. And they're making us think too. I mean, will we be ready by the next time? This is just one incident. The coronavirus is just one incident of many few down the line. We don't even know what will happen in the near future, what the future has in store for us. So the question is, are we prepared for another outbreak if it ever comes, when it ever comes? So that's just something that they're talking about. And yeah, they're saying all of this. And the concept, though, of this international vaccine treaty suggests like cooperation. Elsewhere there's quite, while there's the battle going on between the signatories of this over this letter, the issues of the blueprints to the vaccine, to these new vaccines, are another argument altogether. There's another argument going about that as well. So South Africa and India are leading dozens of mainly developing countries seeking a temporary pandemic waiver to global rules protecting the technology and recipes for COVID vaccines. So without these rules, they say they have the capacity to manufacture more vaccine doses. But over the few months, though, wealthier countries, including the UK, the US, and the EU, have repeatedly and consistently blocked this waiver. And the argument, though, is that, these pharmaceutical companies have performed well in getting a vaccine into action within the year and need to be able to have the incentive of making money out of this innovation in years to come. So yeah, these drug companies say the bottleneck is not the patents, but rather the ability to manufacture globally. I mean, manufacture, globally in a sense, make sure everyone around the world is supplied with these doses. That is the issue. They're talking not about these patents, but rather about the quantity of the doses that they're supposed to supply. So yeah, the big unknown factors here are, though, the suggestions that there could be a possible Biden administration, that there might change sides in this battle for the vaccine. So that's just going to be another struggle, and it will leave the UK and the EU, under a lot of this pressure to change tact, or, to at least, they at least have to put on more flesh to this bone, for the goal of this treaty, so that the pandemic will not be over until it's over for everyone else. That's the main point that I'm trying to make, and I'm trying to tell you, like, as well. Yeah, before anything else, we got to make sure everyone in the UK though gets vaccinated, and we're able to get back into normal, and then deploy our surpluses of vaccines across the globe, across to these countries that need it as well. So there's been a joint article that comes in the wake of this disagreement between the UK and the EU over vaccines, after the bloc introduced tougher export controls on jabs produced there. I mean, yeah, that there was issues recently with the UK and the EU, the rising tension, especially with the EU, planning to ban the export of vaccines to the UK, because they're having issues like that. Because they're saying, their argument is though that there are insufficient doses in the EU. So how can the UK be getting this much doses compared to us? I mean, that's just a fair. They're talking about their point of view, but that's what's just happening across, between the UK and the EU relationship. So yeah, the UK and the World Health Organization, warned against these blockades, while the EU blamed pharmaceutical companies, especially the AstraZeneca company, for not delivering these promised doses. So yeah, AstraZeneca had denied that it failed to honor its contracts. So they're just having a lot of back and forth between AstraZeneca and the companies, the EU as well. They've been having a back and forth. But AstraZeneca has been like, hey, we made sure we deployed all the vaccine, we gave out the vaccines, and we'd not breached any sign of the contract. So that's what they're trying to say right now. But it never knows. We never know what is going to happen as time goes by. Hopefully, everything will get sorted out as we go along, in the years to come. But with that, we are going to take a real quick break, and we're going to step into some more music. Up next, we got Zayn, and this one's called A Vibe. So make sure you guys check it out.